let's check it out. Back to Twitch. Yeah, Rio live. Yeah, Rio live. Y'all want to say something real fast? Make sure the audio.
My check
Y'all want
one
to say
two
something
three.
real fast?
Test,
Make sure the
test,
audio.
test.
My check one two three.
Test, test, test.
My check one two three.
Test, test.
All right, audio sounds pretty good, and we're about to get it going. All right. So, I don't want to do this, but like this is good. So let's get it going. It's not an episode of Hidden the Polygons, but things are a little bit different this time. We're gonna do this episode's mainly it's gonna be our impressions of the new Spider-Man No Way Home and the new Matrix Resurrection movies, and we're gonna talk about everything. So I should have put something on here letting people know, but I got it in the title. Spoiler. So yeah. So I guess before we get started, uh, I'll let everybody introduce themselves.
This is Emperor Goo, your co-host.
This the man. It's always good to be here.
Yeah. So and I'm Chaotic Smith. So with that, I think we're gonna start out with Spider-Man No Way Home. And before we get into the nitty gritty of the movie, I want everybody this real fast. This say if they like the movie or this your general opinion of the movie, and then we'll go into details and talk about we'll do a deep dive. But this I just want your general opinion of the movie at first, and then we can break it down and dive deep into it. But if one of y'all want to go first,
I should love the movie. So
I'll say okay. You love the movie. What about you, Mayhem?
So I just do like a how I do it, like how they did it.
Yeah, and my general opinion is I love the movie too. Man, it was a fucking roller coaster of feelings and emotions and excitement, and yeah, it was a great movie. So yeah, so let's dive in deep. So how y'all want to break it down? How y'all want to do this? How y'all want to talk about Spider-Man No Way Home? Y'all want to talk about the good, the bad, our favorite moments, what we like, what we didn't like, or
We say we doing spoilers.
oh yeah, yeah,
Spoilers.
yeah, we're gonna talk about spoilers too. Yeah, I got it in the title, so I probably should have something on the screen, but that's okay. But yeah, I got it in the title, so if people click on it, they should know that we'll talk about spoilers
Uh,
for
uh,
both movie.
not. I said not. I said not. I said not. I said no. No, no, no. Everybody will look at the title. You just
Well, that's on them.
you like you really got to word them. Like,
Hey, I'm telling you right now, it's in the title. That means we are talking about it. So if they click on it, uh, that's on them. But
I'll be more.
yeah. So I just gotta say that I'll start off with man. They when they brought the other spot, they really handled the multi universe stuff real. They did it. They did it justice. I'll say that. I mean, bringing the other two Spider Man, the other, Toby and Andrew Garfield, they just killed it, man. Like everybody assumed that these other guys, well, at least one of them or both, will go be. There's been so many leaks and stuff, but you don't know if that stuff is real or not. But everybody assumed that they was probably going to be in the movie. I didn't know how much they was going to be in the movie. I didn't think it was going to be in it this long. To tell you the truth, but man, this Oh, it was they came in and they added to the movie. It wasn't just fan service. I mean, it was a lot of fan service, but it was in the story. It was. I mean, I thought it was awesome. It was just and just like you seen, and you actually seen growth from these other Spider-Man characters. Like you seen, well, not like growth, but you seen what they've been through. Like especially if you watch the other Spider-Man movies, you felt what they felt. Like, oh man, they've been through some stuff. You're right, and yeah, it was. Oh man, it was just awesome. It was just I couldn't believe it. Like, I mean, I knew they was gonna come in, but just so much that they haven't been for that long, and it wasn't like the whole movie, but it was just the right amount of time. And so would y'all? I mean, y'all like that, or how did I do it for you? I mean, cause I enjoyed the other Spider-Man movies too. I've liked every Spider-Man movie. I ain't gonna. A lot of people hate on certain movies. I like every single Spider-Man. Now I like some more than others, but I have liked every single Spider-Man movie. I mean, Andrew Garfield's movies are probably my least amount of ones, and they kind of, you kind of see him kind of like acting like, he's kind of down on himself. A lot of people do kind of like talk about his movies in a way. But I enjoy his movies, but they are my least favorite Spider-Man movies. But I mean, maybe mainly because they don't have Mary Jane in the movie. That kind of makes it not as good for me not having Mary Jane in the movie. But yeah, but just how they it was just awesome. What y'all think about the other Spider-Man coming in?
I'm saying like it's a very it's a like a real feel good moment though. Soon as Ned like find out soon as find out he like he can make he can make a he can make portal from multi universe from our universe like 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 Ned there's like like shut like said I forgot how he said it though, but somehow the sentence he says somehow he said try to say bring Spider-Man, but instead it brought Spider-Man from
Well, he
Amazing
wanted to bring Peter.
Spider-Man.
He was bringing Peter. He's asking for
Well,
Peter,
yeah,
or,
Pete.
or, or
Okay,
wishing for Peter.
asking for Peter. Yeah,
Which Peter?
What's
yeah,
that?
asking for Peter.
Well, he's wishing
Huh?
for Peter Parker, right? He
Yeah.
was,
Yeah, Peter.
but he was bringing when he does it, he brings a different Peter Parker.
Yeah. So see, yeah, seeing one bring made Spider-Man, like he bringing someone from Mary Spider-Man. That way they gonna bring the Russian one.
Yeah. The thing is, I didn't notice in the beginning, like he wasn't bringing them from the universe. Those two Peter Parkers are already in this universe. They came the same time as the other guys came in. We just didn't know. They was already in our universe. What he did was just he portaled them, but they was in our universe. Like he didn't portal them from a different universe. He portaled them from our. They was already in our universe when they came. We just didn't know they was here. He just ported them from if they was in New York City or not. He just ported them, which was I didn't think about at the time, but I mean, they kind of talk about it, but I was so enwrapped in the moment, I didn't realize. Oh yeah, they're all right. They've been here. They came when the villains came. You got anything to say about that, Cecil?
Yeah, I didn't really watch the Amazing Spider-Man movies,
Okay,
so I have no connection to Andrew Garfield. But the Andrew Maguire,
Toby McGraw.
yeah, Tobey Maguire. Yeah, he like I grew up on it.
Yeah.
Like I would watch those movies. Those were my childhood.
No, yeah,
So
yeah. You lying. You
yeah,
lying. Like, man. I've always been a big Spider-Man fan. So the movies came out. I was, that's when I fell in love with Kristen Dunst. Oh man, whew. She she never looked so good. Besides playing Mary Jane, like,
right.
but and I just like how she portrayed Mary Jane in that movie. It just, but yeah, I loved him having the not having to use the web, what you call them. He had the organic, webs, slingers, well, you know, Andrew Garfield and the news Peter Parker came. Tom Holland, they had to make the web fluid and stuff, which is cool. But yeah, I think they I think it was. I mean, I thought it was funny. He hanging this him. I always just love one thing about Spider-Man, man. It just him the build of spider sense is one thing, but him like this when Angie was hanging on the wall by his hands, it's like it was nothing. I just something simple like that just gets me going. That's one thing about Spider-Man. I just love Spider-Man's powers. They're so simple but so cool at the same time. It's just like simple things like that. Just like it was just uh. So let's see. What else? Motor cool. I mean, so what y'all think about one thing I do hate though about Spider-Man, or at least it's Spider-Man, is that he's so awesome, but man, he just makes the dumbest choice. He just acts sometimes, childish. Not childish. He just doesn't think about things like the hell him going. I mean, I understand what he was going for Doctor Strange about getting these friends into the college, but then at the end of the movie or somewhere in the middle, he's like Doctor Strange, or maybe right after he messes up, he's like, "You didn't call the school and try to get him in." It's like, come on, he's so smart, but he didn't do something. He didn't think about doing something so basic as just trying to go.
Yeah.
I mean, he did, but he did after the shit was fucking hit the fan, right? You would think, oh, maybe I should go and ask him before. But he's just like, no, I'm just going to Doctor. I mean, I guess if you got somebody like Doctor Strange, you might just maybe it's just you think it's easy. Oh, I'll just go here and he can fix it all. You right? Maybe, but you would Doctor Strange like you didn't ask the school, to get him in. But what are some of y'all's highlights? I mean, I have a lot. I mean, this seeing all the villain. One thing I will say one thing I would knock them. I want to knock it, but one thing I it kind of bugs me is that he didn't have his own villain in this movie. Like this one villain from his own. Like there's, I mean, there's a lot of villains, and maybe it wouldn't make sense to introduce a new villain because then you have to do the whole backstory. With this movie, what made this movie work with all these villains is you don't have to do a backstory, right? You already know the backstory, right? I mean, if you haven't seen the Spider-Mans, maybe you don't know the backstory as much, but most people know all these villains' backstory because they see another Spider-Man. So you can have five different villains because you don't have to tell their backstory because we already see no backstory. Even though you did, so you don't have to spend that waste that time showing how to become villains and yeah. The villain's commentary says he can't watch because you haven't seen Spider-Man. I did see Encanto. Is that new Disney movie? And it was fantastic. Merry Christmas to you guys. Yeah, there was commentary. Yeah, we're gonna be talking all about Spider-Man. But if you want to come back later, we are gonna talk about the Matrix. I know you've seen the Matrix, and we are gonna discuss the Matrix later on. If you want to jump back in after we get done talking about Spider-Man, if you want to see, cause like to know, I would like to know your opinion about the Matrix. But yeah, so but I think they did a good job with the villains and showing the villains had their own kind of like growth during the movie, and some of them, not all of them, didn't really. Some of them didn't really grow at all. They just, but like, but I kind of wanted to see like since this was the end of Spider-Man, I kind of would have liked to see like him have another villain of his own in his own universe instead of just all his villains being from the different universes. But it probably been hard to put you know, a villain, a villain of his own in this movie with these other villains. It probably been too much, and they probably wouldn't be able to do the villain enough justice too, right? Or something, or maybe I don't know. I don't know. I was just thinking about that. I don't know. What's y'all's opinion about that?
No, I don't think it could have worked. I mean, it could have worked, but I think he's at up to this point he's too ingrained in the Marvel
Yeah,
universe.
yeah,
So even if he did get his own villain will probably be from some other comic, maybe.
I mean, yeah, I might say. I mean, it could have been, and maybe with the new villain that's kind of part of this movie, maybe it wouldn't have been the end of that villain. That villain kind of
Yeah.
escaped or did something crazy, or I think they would have had to do the whole plot would have had to probably been different though, because maybe make the plot this villain one. I don't know. That way it can kind of allude to him. He's the one that made all this stuff go crazy. But yeah, that was just something that was on my mind. That you know what, in this movie, he had none of it, all these villains. Every single villain was from old movies, which wasn't bad. It was just I would like to see him have another. But they're gonna do probably gonna do more movies. And it's gonna.
Yeah, well, I want to talk to you about that, but I'll probably leave that as my last question.
Okay. So
Um,
yeah.
I had another question. At what point did you actually start? Like, did you cry or start tearing up at any point,
No, I didn't really cry. Just
or start tearing up or whatever?
I don't think I even told up. I think it just hit me in the gut. You know what I'm saying? It's just because, and I mean, it wasn't like the movie was emotional, but not just from tears, just from excitement, right? So I had excitement throughout the whole movie, like him just like in the very beginning, like when everybody was going against him, that hit me like, damn, this mother, that kind of hit me, and him like trying to escape. I was like, oh man, I was kind of feeling like, damn, these motherfuckers, going after him and hating him. He's trying, his identity's gone, and then but then him being with like him spending
Oh,
time
you're
and
talking about
on top of the roof with MJ. That stuff was getting to me. Like even that simple stuff like that, like oh man, it was just the movie was hitting the right notes, man. Just even those like weren't big moments, emotional moments, but still those little tiny moments were like really, building up. You know what I'm saying? This all this stuff was just building up with good and bad emotions. The whole time, and then like, you know, when Eight Man dies, damn, like I just like ah, I kind of knew she was dying even from the trailers. I'm like, cause you kind of seen this part in the when she dies in the trailer, it doesn't show like what happens. But I'm like, I bet Eight Man died, cause I didn't think they was gonna kill. I didn't think they was gonna kill Mary Jane. It's just that I didn't realize it hit me, but it kind of made. I just don't like them Kim, not Mary Jane, but Eight May. I don't like him killing Eight May. But I understand why they did. As far as the story goes, they kind of like how be Uncle Ben. But then I'm like, what was even an Uncle Ben in this universe? Like, did he die or he just was not part of the family like the other universes? It's like, so I was kind of like,
Wait,
ah,
wasn't there anime? Wasn't there Uncle Ben or anime in the Amazing Spider-Man?
yeah,
To be honest, I haven't seen those movies.
yeah.
So.
There's been an Aunt May and Uncle Ben in other movies from what I remember. But like pretty much Uncle Ben dies the same way in both Spider-Man movies. Well,
Both versions.
yeah, both versions he dies. Maybe not the exact same way, but pretty much like in the beginning, right? It's not the same exact scene, but it's pretty much the same. But like, yeah, this we didn't get a Spider-Man origin story right in this one. We just kind of because we didn't we got Spider-Man introduced in Civil War, so they didn't do an origin story, which is okay. Like we don't. This is third movie. You don't want to keep it the same, but then it's like
Yeah.
I really like this character of Aunt May, knowing he's Spider-Man and stuff. It's just like and it's just like, and it's like you got, and then what gets me is a villain from a multi-universe that kills her. It's like somebody from a different universe, multiverse that kills her. Like it's Green Goblin, which is evil, but it's not even our own Green Goblin. It's a Green Goblin from another universe. That's why it's like, oh, because it makes it seem like this story wasn't gonna be so. I mean, they were saying it's gonna be dark and dramatic, but you just think about, oh, he's fighting people from another universe. It's kind of like a cartoon, kind of like Saturday morning cartoon. It's not major stakes because it's like, oh, this is people from another universe. This ain't serious. But then it's oh no, it's just what happened has some major effects, right? They go down because of this, and it's just like seeing her go down. It's like it's just like he's trying so hard, and he's just fucking Green Goblin's this fucking piece of shit. And you think she's alive, I knew she was dying. And when that glider hit, I'm like, yeah, I'd fucking probably cut her up, dude.
Yeah, it's like well, once you see the glider, is like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
she's dead.
yeah, and then she stands up like she's all right, and then you just waiting for her to die. You just waiting for it, and you just
Like I would say, you
as soon as she
for
started
people
getting
that
weak, I was like, yep, dude. That's why I'm like, but I was sad, but then I was mad at the same time. Like, damn it, man. But
I would say I think for people that know the glider from the original Spider-Man, because I'm not sure a lot of young kids actually knew about that. So that might have been a surprise for them.
yeah, but even then, like she can't take. She's, you kind of when you're watching movies like this, you have to think about. Sometimes you get your mind kind of plays tricks on you a little bit because you're watching all these superheroes take a beating, but then you think about a regular person takes a beating like this, you know what? They don't get back up. So you think, oh, Spider-Man gets hit like that, he's gonna be hurting, but he's probably gonna be all right. Oh, if Captain America got hit like that, even him, he's probably he
Yeah,
gonna
but even then, it's because like I watched this movie twice, and I watched that scene, and I was like, she
good.
just stood back up right after that.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
the
she's
little
probably
bit
because she got
sooner.
adrenaline, right? And then probably,
Yeah,
and sometimes you get hit, you get hurt, you don't think about it. It's usually not bad to the next day, but if something fucking slices you, well, it might not have been that painful because it went right through you, right? But then it's gonna catch up to you because you're gonna bleed out or whatever
yeah.
it did. So yeah, it's probably what it probably just fucking it hit her good and sliced her, and then she got up, and then it just after so long you're gonna bleed out. But it was like you hit that you just like but then it gives you a moment of laughter with the other Spider-Man. So it kept it rolling. That's why I say like a roller coaster because it was just you know I just hated that it was like a villain from a different universe that one that took her out. And I mean, I want to talk about. I don't like I said. I really like this movie a lot. Love the movie, but when we get to the end, I don't like how they did my boys. I don't like how they did my boy Spider Man at the end. But I mean, what was y'all's first big like emotional like of joy or sadness? Like, what was that? What scene did it for you guys?
I would say mine. I think I started turning up once they were back on the rooftop with all the other Spider-Mans explaining like, "Oh yeah, I've lost somebody too."
Yeah,
But
yeah,
more importantly, I think it was Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man that started talking. I was like, "Oh damn."
yeah, yeah. Seeing all the Spider Man like I said, when this came in and Toby came in, he's just like, oh yeah, it's excitement and sadness, and even like even though I didn't like Andrew, I mean I liked the Amazing Spider-Man movies, but even hearing him talk about like what he's been through, like he lost, like this. Oh, I gotta talk. When he saves, which we all knew that from the trailers, we all knew it wasn't gonna be all Peter Parker who saves Mary Jane. I didn't know how they was gonna do it, but yeah, it was the Amazing Spider-Man who saved. And when he like that right there hit good, that right there was like whoo, because I seen that scene, you just like, it was a good one. Even though I'm a fan of Mary Jane, not much of Gwen Stacy, but I did like Gwen Stacy in the movie. I did like the character to play though. But when he saved Mary Jane, and you can everybody was hyped, man, like whoo, and he asked if he's okay. You can see in his face, he's like he kind of feels redeemed, right? Because he's been carrying around. He even told Spider Man like I've been going through some stuff, and now I stopped holding my punches. You know what I'm saying? I'm fighting because I'm like hitting with all I got. Like, I'm not holding him back. Spider-Man's strong. He doesn't always, hit him with full strength because he don't want to kill him. He don't want to kill people. So he hitting them hard, but not hitting them as hard as he can. So and this guy's talking about ever since he lost, Gwen Stacy, he got that carrying around all this angle. So when he saves, he saves Mary Jane, and then she asked him if he's okay. She asked him if he's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a beautiful moment, and that's what I really liked about this movie is they add all these characters in, but man, they just do them justice. It's not just some throwaway scenes. It's not just fan service. It really does the movie justice. And I've seen people talk about criticize the movie because they say, well, they criticize this Spider-Man in general because all his movies, he's always had like a big brother. Like he always had like probably somebody from like a different movie. But you know what? That's what everybody wanted. They wanted Spider-Man to be part of the Marvel universe. So they made him a part of the Marvel universe, and I think it's good because we already had two. Like even in this movie, like they never had a team, right? And they're like they don't have. It was good to have Spider-Man be a part of the Marvel universe, and this movie made it feel like it, right? Because you always have like you had Iron Man in one movie, and the second movie you had like, well, it was supposed to be damn, I can't think of his name. The leader of Shield, Nick Fury. Was like a wasn't really Nick Fury, but still, it's people from the universe. And in this movie, you had Doctor Strange. You always had somebody, mentoring him, and him being truly a part of the Marvel universe. So I don't see how people can criticize this movie for doing that, because you don't want just the same old Spider-Man being by himself after you already had two of them, right? So I really enjoyed them really putting in him being a part of the Marvel universe, and then in the third one, all the Spider-Mans being a part of the Marvel universe, or for this scene, having him being part of all the Spider-Mans coming together. It was just a good way to tie in the trilogy, and they did it just. I mean, this have these characters, this the emotion. It was just good. It was good, but I want to talk about the end, but I don't want to. I don't. I want y'all to, y- you know, because I have a lot of questions about what happens at the end, and what it means for future Spider-Man and even the Marvel universe. But I want y'all to. Y'all have any? Do y'all have any other stuff to talk about this movie? Y'all want to shout out, or scenes you really like, you want to talk about, or what y'all think about the Green Goblin? Like, what do you think about, or even the villains? Period. What y'all think about, like,
Green Guard is pretty much my favorite out of movie. Pretty much my favorite out of movie. Just show once it was just pre, like preparing show to how good he is. Just showing to just remind people how good he is a Green Goblin.
one thing I was confused about the Green Goblin is, and maybe I just don't know, like, I didn't know he was that strong, right? Because he fucking took a beating from Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, I knew,
it,
I guess he took that serum, but I didn't, because Spider-Man was, you know, Tom Holland's Peter Parker was beating the crap out of him. Like, he was hitting him hard, right? Just punching the crap out of him, and he was just taking it. I'm like, is Green Goblin supposed to be this tough? I mean, he doesn't even have his armor on, and he was just
Yeah,
taking.
it does.
Did he have it
But
on?
it doesn't have the helmet on.
Oh, okay. Well, it kind of like he changed up the armor how it looked, but he wasn't
yeah,
but he was getting hit in the face. Peter Parker just hitting him. He wasn't bruising up. He just sitting over his face fine, just
yeah,
taking
just
hits,
smiling.
just taking hits after hit. I'm like, dude, like, shouldn't he be like? Because Peter Parker's strong, right? One
Yeah,
punch should have did it,
I was
right?
thinking,
One
I
full
was
hit,
thinking,
one hit, him just going full speed. I'm like, that should knock a brother out right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn.
Yeah, but the Green Guard fucking power bomb his ass through
Yeah, I'm not,
Drew
yeah.
apartment.
Even that fight scene, I'm like, how is this even putting up a fight against Peter Paul? I'm like, how is he without his glider? How is he even putting up a fucking fight against Spider-Man? I just can't fucking believe it. That's one thing that was throwing me off. I'm like, dude, he's not supposed to really fucking keep up with fucking Spider-Man's got fucking spider sense. He's fucking super strong. What this motherfucker got nothing. I mean, I know. I guess I never realized that shit he took made him that strong. But damn, I'm like, shouldn't be able to put up a fight against Peter Parker, man. This motherfucker. That's one thing that was throwing me off during the movie. I'm like, how this motherfucking Green Goblin able to do this, man?
like throughout all his fight scenes, I'm like, I don't remember him doing any physical stuff in the first movie.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
not sure how strong he's supposed to be.
yeah. I just remember him flying around the glass. I know he took that green stuff.
Yeah,
That's what made him go crazy. I know it gave him some kind of physical strength, but not like this. Like, damn, this motherfucker like Captain America in here. Because Spider-Man's pretty strong, you know. Like, proportionally, as a Spider or whatever. He is. I'm like, how's this dude taking these punches? How's he even fighting? How is he fighting capability like this? I was like, what the hell's going on? It kind of threw me off. But, so, let's get to the end, guys. Y'all have anything else to say before we're gonna get to the end of the movie?
I guess this goes along with the ending of the movie as well.
Okay, what you got?
Yeah. Well, what was your question? Because I think all of our questions kind of relate to each other.
I mean, well,
Because you had a problem with how they did Spider-Man.
yeah, and I have a problem with it, and I want to add like, okay, let's just fucking do it. You know, I don't like bad endings. I don't. You know why? I'm all about the happy endings.
Not a bad ending.
No, listen, it's not a super bad ending. I'm not saying it's
Yeah.
fucking, but it the ending I want. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck me, dog. Come on. Like, here we go. I'm gonna fucking break it down. Ah, shit. All the villains, they all redeem themselves for the most part, right? He saves them all. Well, probably
Yeah.
going. He changes them back, or helps them all out. They all see growth, and it looks like they go back. Hopefully they don't die or whatever because they've been changed. And you see the spotlight, other Spider-Man, they can't redeem themselves, which I don't think Toby really needed to be redeemed, but but especially Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man, you see him redeem himself by saving Mary Jane, right? And then seeing the other villains kind of redeems him, right? Not killing him, and it's all good. But all fucking Peter Parker's gets the fucking short end of the stick. Like, damn. Like, I'm fucking seeing Kingdom Hearts 3 all over again. Like, fuck me, dude. Like, I understand for the story, right? But this, at the end, he has to, Doctor Strange has to do the spell where everybody forgets him. Every fucking body. He doesn't even fucking exist. Like, Spider-Man's still there, but there's no fucking Peter Parker. Like, everything they go through, it's gone. Like, his friends, like, I loved it when Mary Jane found out he was Spider-Man and fucking actually in both Spider-Mans in the first Spider-Man movie, second one or whatever, where Mary Jane finds out he's Spider-Man, and then on our Spider-Man when she finds out that he's Spider-Man in that one. I love that. I love him having some friends people know, and they fucking wipe it clean because of the spell, right? Because the shit's getting fucking crazy. Portals are opening up, and Doctor Strange can't do it, so he has to do it. I understand it. It makes sense. I don't think it's bad. I just hate it. I just think it's a cheap way out. But I understand from the story point why they did it. But then I know she's like, "Oh, please find me. Tell me." I knew that's not happened. You already know it. You see the Mal coming away. When he sees her, he's not gonna tell her and Ned that, "Oh yeah, this happened." You already fucking knew it, and I just it fucking drives me fucking nuts. I can't tell you enough how much I knew it was coming, and it fucks me up, dude. Fucking pissed me off they did it that way. And with that, even though she still has that little black crystal, so she's still some part of her. To me, it's like, and he didn't. Was happy doesn't know who he is. I want to know if they're gonna keep Tom Holland around. We know they're gonna do more Spider-Man, but what does this mean? What That's my little rant. I had to go off because it. But then I also want to know for future Spider-Man movies, what's the next Spider-Man movie gonna be about? Is he just gonna be solo? Is he not gonna? I mean, I'm sure it's still gonna be tied in the Marvel universe, MCU universe, but he's gonna be on his own now. He's got at the end he has his regular suit. No, does he even have the Iron Spider suit anymore? Maybe not. He's just on his own in New York.
I mean, it looks like he made his own suit.
Yeah, but is that because he doesn't have the other suit now? I mean, what's the next trilogy gonna be set? And what's that mean? Is these other characters not even gonna be in part of the movie no more? Like, is Ned and Hulk still? Is he gonna like maybe in the next movie whenever they do it? And why set up Ned having magical powers? The end of the movie like yes, now he might not even come back. Is he even gonna come back? Right? Is this a way for them to write them out of the movies? Which you should never write fucking Mary Jane out of Spider-Man universe. That don't make no fucking right. So that doesn't make sense. It's fucking Mary Jane. But then it's like, you know. So
Maybe they'll
what's
have a Gwen.
no? Don't fucking do that. I'll be fucking done. Like it's like it's it's so I was wondering where you think they're gonna take him next. What's the next Spider-Man movie gonna be about, and how much like is he still a Avenger? Is I mean, because they didn't forget Spider-Man, right? They just don't know who Spider-Man
Did
is, right?
they even explain how you met Tony Stark?
They kind of talk about it in Civil War a little bit, and maybe the first Spider-Man movie. I don't remember a specific point. I think he just had videos or something, and I don't remember exactly how it happened, but it's I think Tony Stark said something during Civil War, and then that's when he shows up. Like I forgot. It wasn't like
Because like like I don't know much about the Marvel movies. Like I
yeah.
don't really watch them, but
Did you see Civil War?
I did not.
Oh shit.
But he
You
just kind of just appears out of nowhere. I'm like, okay,
well, no.
we're doing
Tony
this. He
Stark said
just
something. I mean, I remember because I think he talks about it in the first Spider-Man movie. How he went to get. It's been so long. I don't remember the exact details, but
because
yeah.
I think he like won a contest or something
And I don't know. It's
or
not.
something. Was it?
Well, it's
He did
really
something.
Peter Parker's actually in the first Iron Man 2 movie or the Iron Man. They kind of
He's that little kid, right?
yeah. It's not how it was supposed to be, but that's how they said it was. But yeah. But how he meets him knows as Spider-Man, I don't remember the details. But I just hate. It's like it's like I can't even get it out. It's like I understand why they chose this one, but man, I just don't. It's like all this they built up, it's just gone away. It's like fuck, you know what I'm saying? I just hated how they did it. I'm wondering what they take the story out now. I don't know if it changed. I don't think it changes too much if the Avengers not knowing who Spider-Man is, right? Because I don't know if all of them. I mean, I don't think. Well, he didn't have his mask on when he was doing the end game, so when Tony Stark dies and stuff. So it's like, as long as they didn't forget that who Spider-Man is, that he helped the Avengers. I'm just wondering if that's still he's still an Avenger, or they still know, they still remember him helping them what happened. That's what I'm wondering. But then it's like, why wouldn't he have? It's I don't know. I just think that I understand the ending, but ah, I don't like it. I can't lie. I
And
don't.
does this have anything to do with the with any deals from between Sony and Marvel?
I think this they could have done this to have him not be a part of the universe, right? But
Yeah,
but they wouldn't have. But the deal was gone before they signed up the deal again, like the extended.
yeah.
That was after the second movie, so they wouldn't even be able to have Doctor Strange in this movie if that deal didn't come back, right? So, just to make sure, I don't think they would end it this way just because of that deal, because they wouldn't even have Doctor Strange in the movie at all, right? They couldn't put if they didn't get the deal worked out, they wouldn't even have anything to do with the MCU and the third movie, right? Because the deal was over after the second movie. So I don't know, but they said that they already writing on supposedly working on a script for Spider-Man 4. So, man, Spider-Man's not coming out of MCU. I mean, there always going to be a Spider-Man in MCU. Now, if it's going to be this Spider-Man, I don't know, but it's always going to be a Spider-Man
Um,
in this universe.
they yeah, but even so, it's like we've already established he is in the he is in the Marvel universe.
Yeah,
So unless they just bring out another Spider-Man out of nowhere, it's like
which there will be. Miles is coming. But they already hinted at it. They hinted at it in the first movie, and they hinted out in this one. When once the name's like, man, Jamie Foxx said, man, he was just talking about, thought he was black. So, he's like, there's got to be a
oh,
black
yeah.
Spider-Man somewhere. Like, oh, yeah, we know. They're bringing Miles in this universe. But I'm just wondering.
So are we getting Miles? Would would you like it if they bring in Miles in the MCU
I
to
think
replace this
I would want them to
Spider-Man?
replace. I would want him to replace him. I wouldn't mind him being in the universe, but I would still like this Spider-Man. But I don't want him to replace this Spider-Man. Like, what I'm saying is, like, don't kill this Spider-Man. Don't kill this Spider-Man just to have a Spider-Man. Like, you don't have to. Maybe you don't have to do as many. You don't have to do any more Spider-Man movies. Maybe just have Spider-Man come in other movies, right? And
Yeah.
focus your movies. Focus your main like solo movies on Miles. And maybe Spider-Man don't have any more solo movies, but he can show up in other stuff, right? But don't kill this Spider-Man just to have just to bring Miles in. That's what I want. I wouldn't want them to do that. I'm okay with them not doing any more. I don't want them. I wouldn't be so mad they didn't do any more solo Spider-Man movies with all spot with this Spider-Man and focus on Miles for new movies. But don't kill this Spider-Man off. I don't like. I wouldn't want that. But I don't know when they will bring a Miles. I don't think they want to right now because they got that animated movie right. That's real big. So I don't think they want.
Yeah.
They don't want. They might not want that another Miles to interfere with that, right? Cause that movie, that Spider in the universe is mainly about that Spider-Man, right? It's mainly about the Ultimate Spider-Man. You know, Miles is mainly came from the Ultimate Universe. So, but I think, and if I mean, I think sooner or later they're gonna bring another Spider-Man in. Oh, maybe you know what? It might be Spider of Gwen because you know why not? It might not bring Miles. It might be like the Young Avengers or whatever. They can do a lot. I just don't know what but
Mm.
right now with things ending, I don't think they can really do that because this Spider-Man story, you know, they just ended this trilogy. How they ended it on this fucking stupid shit. They can't lead this Spider-Man in this shape and bring another Spider-Man. He got it. He's got to. How I don't like. I just it, Mary Jane and his Ned not knowing who he is fucked me up hard, and I just you can't bring up you can't this can't be the end of it. We know it's not the end, but it's just gotta get fixed. That's all I got to say. They gotta fucking fix the shit. But you know what? It's really gonna be. I think the next time we see Spider-Man will be in another movie. I don't think you'll see Spider-Man in a solo movie. I think the next big time Avengers movie. Just that's the next time you'll see Spider. I don't know if you'll see a Spider-Man movie before that movie comes out. I don't know how far the next Avengers. Oh, it might not be like the next big Avengers, but I think you'll see Spider-Man show up in another movie before you see him in a solo movie because they have to write the script now. Maybe not. You might not see Spider-Man. I don't know. I'm thinking when the next because you know Spider-Man's in New York, so you got a lot of New York stuff. 'Cause I think Blaze based in New York, and you got. I mean, I could talk about Hawkeye. Hawkeye just ended. Like Spider-Man's actually that tree is in the in the Hawkeye series. That tree that Spider-Man flies through, it's actually like there's some stuff that goes down in the Hawkeye series that I mean Spider-Man's not in the show, but that scene with him swinging at the end of the Spider-Man movie by a Christmas tree. Yeah, that scene's actually in the Hawkeye movie, show too. Like the same time frame, like the Christmas decorated lights and stuff. Yeah, but
Oh,
yeah. So and spoilers for Hawkeye. Well, you seen Daredevil, right? You know what about we didn't shit. You got the Daredevil guy from Netflix, which was pretty awesome. Well, guess what? Guess he's in the Hawkeye, Kingpin, which was in Daredevil, the same guy too. And Kingpin is and like Spider-Man, Spider-Man's based in New York, so you got Spider-Man and you got Kingpin, you got Daredevil. All them people are in New York, so maybe Spider-Man shows up in one of these shows, but I don't think it would be. I think it would be a movie before you see Spider-Man. I don't know. What y'all think about the ending?
man.
It's cool. I'm saying it didn't had it in the story, had in the Spider-Man story. Hey, hey, screw it. That in their Spider-Man, which of course it pretty much won't though.
I mean, it's not the end; it's just the end of the trilogy.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. But but is but I just leave it at that.
So before we uh go on to the next movie, what y'all think? What y'all think might have leaked out? You think anything else might have leaked out that when Doctor Strange was talking about people coming through the portal, and he was trying to. You think people might well, if they did leak out, I guess when he made that spell, they all went back. But I was thinking about if anybody else might have leaked out because they're doing a Black Cat movie, and they're probably gonna do a Kraken. A lot of people thought like some of his figures is Black Cats. One of them thought they was Kraken or whatever his name is, Craven the Hunter. I was thinking if if more people would could have leaked through that portal when that was happening, right? But then I'm thinking about when he did that spell, like at the end you see Venom. Venom had to go back, right, because the spell took him back. Even though he had some. What do you think about what before we go? We didn't even talk about this. What do you think about the Venom stuff? What do you think about the Venom getting left, the little bitty piece of Venom getting left behind?
So I can't wait for it.
I think what's gonna happen is that Venom will get attached to him before it becomes a actual Venom. But I don't see them doing that story again. I don't see them retelling how they did in the original Spider-Man movies, right? When he became,
Yeah.
I don't see them doing that again. I just don't think that would be.
Who's he gonna be attached to? That's my question.
I mean, there'll probably be another Eddie Brock in this universe. You know what I'm saying? It might be the same. It won't be the same actor, but I can see it being a different Eddie
Yeah,
Brock.
I just want him. I just want them to port over Tom Hardy. God damn it.
No, I don't want that.
I want that.
I don't want that Venom. I, I didn't kill for
You
that.
want Venom or you are talking about the actor? Damn it.
I don't want none of them. I want a new Venom. But I just want knowing how to do the Venom line storyline. Will they do the same way as it coming on? Because in the original Spider-Man, he first got the suit before they called it the Venom in the Secret Wars or Alien Invasion, and they're doing that. They're doing that movie or series in this MCU. So maybe that's when he'll get the suit when that movie happens, and it's before they even know it was Venom or whatever. And then they went back and changed it. So it's a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, overall, what man, Spider Man is like I want to go see it again. I'm definitely definitely getting that on Blu-ray. I don't care. I gotta have that's gotta be in the collection. I'm buying that fucking movie. Cause that's a movie I want. I do definitely. I don't know if I'll go see it again anytime soon, but I definitely want to see it again because there's a lot of shit popping off and it just the fight scenes and whoo, ugh, it's just Spider. I mean, Spider-Man's my favorite comic book hero, so that's why I don't like him. That's why I don't like to see him do him. I don't like to see him do him dirty at the end like that, man. I don't like how they did that. But
Well, now he's a more complete Spider-Man.
nah, they fucked him over. That's ah. Mm. I mean, I was playing Kingdom Hearts 3 all over again at the end. Fuck me, dude. Damn, it got me good. So the Matrix, everybody. Like we did with Spider-Man, start from the top. I want to know y'all's overall, real fast impressions. What you think, and we can break it down. 'Cause I think this you know, I'll go first this time. The Matrix, I liked it. I enjoyed it. Not as high as it. I'm not as high as I am as Spider-Man. But overall, I enjoyed watching this movie. It was good, but definitely it's it's good, but it's some stuff that's like I don't know why they did that, but I definitely enjoyed the movie, and I definitely had a good time with it. But it's definitely not perfect. It definitely some some choices I didn't really. I don't know. It was just good, not like Spider Man. If I was gonna give it a Spider Man review, which it would be like closest to 10 you can get, closest to perfect as you get. I would never give anything perfect, but Spider Man would be like Spider Man's an all time classic. This movie was an all time classic, right? It's right there with perfects. Like this movie, I don't think this. I like this movie, but this movie is not like I still think the first movie was better. I might like this better than the last two Matrix movies. It's been around since I've seen those two, But I liked a lot. But I would say I liked like the Matrix 2 and 3, like the fight scenes in those movies a little bit better. Like this movie, like it has some cool moments, but it's like I expected more from that side of things since technology's improved so much, and I was a little let down on like the special effects and fight scenes. But overall, I enjoyed this movie. I'll probably give like this a 7 out of 10. You know, it's still good. It's just I expected a little bit better on certain areas of the movie, but it was still a good movie. Who's gonna go next?
I'm in the same boat as you. It's good to okay. More leaning on it's okay. I think my only issue is that there really is no issue there. There really is no reason for this movie to exist.
Yeah, yeah. I think with that they did a good job with how they set the movie up. But
Yeah.
yeah, what about you, mate? Was you a big fan of the original Matrix?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I think the week
Yeah.
before I was watching all three movies, and just this past weekend, um, they are actually showing the Animatrix on Toonami.
Mm, that's cool. Right, Mayhem.
Like the there's like a lot of question of this movie.
Yeah,
So
we'll dive deep into the plot. I just want to know what you think about the movie, and we'll dive.
like the movie is like music is all right. Like I already thought the movie is all right, but it just there's some questions of this movie, which I feel like they're like something they didn't touch on from the last one.
Yeah, yeah. This movie is like like you were saying, Emperor. Like it's like this is the fourth movie, and how they left the other movie. It wasn't supposed to be another Matrix, or at least with these characters. And I've been like, ever since this movie was announced, I've been reading about the plot and the characters. Like I knew, like I did like the new character. One of the things I did like a lot about this movie, I like the new characters, like the what's her name? Her name Bugs. I
Yeah,
really liked her character in this movie. And when I was reading about this movie, when I was reading stuff I was reading about, it's acting like she was supposed to be the next Neo. Right? That's not what happened at
yeah.
all. I mean, she was cool and she's holding her own, but she definitely won't become the next Neo. And I was reading about her being the next Neo and stuff, and actually another character. It was supposed to be two of them being the next Neo. I don't know what I was reading,
Actually, you know what? Yeah, continue.
but so and I didn't really want her to be the next Neo, but I did want her to be like somebody like a Neo, right? And
Yeah,
that didn't happen. And how I want to go from here? I got someone like the movie is good, and like I said, I like the new character. I like Bugs. I like her character, and I like the actress. I liked her. I've seen her in other stuff too. It's just that I really like the beginning of the movie. The beginning of the movie was like retelling the Matrix in a way, but I like kind of what they did with it. I like him, like oh he doesn't. They got him drugged up and he don't know, and he's making this game, but this game is actually what happened, and I kind of like those scenes, but it's like did they go heavy on kind of. I mean, I think you kind of need to when you have a reboot or semi reboot of a movie that's been so long, so you kind of got to get some new people. You got to give them a little bit of what happened in the old movies, right? Because it's been so long. Because you're going to have new people who haven't seen other Matrix no matter what, right? You're going to have people who've never seen the Matrix see this movie. It's just the way it is. It's been so long. So you're going to get some new people. So I understand you got to do a little bit, kind of help people along who haven't seen it. But there's just a lot of scenes, of a lot of scenes of the old movie in here mixed in, and it's okay to have some of it, but I think it was just a little bit too much focus on that. And then it's like I'm expecting to see some new shit, like some new special effects, some new techniques, and you just didn't really get that. And I just think that that was a big shame of the movie in my way. Is that like, oh man, you never really see Neo pop off, or anybody else really like. I mean, I really like the part when Bugs is running from him in the beginning. She's running, jumping off the building, and that gave me a little. I'm like, oh shit, here we go. You know, she wouldn't like she's not as powerful as Neo, but how they're doing the shot stuff is kind of cool and neat, right? Something they really haven't done like that before. And I just wanted to see a little bit more of that, you know. And I just didn't really get that. And that was a big part. And I mean, I can go into the story stuff, like what's going on with Trinity? Like, she can fly, and he can't. It's like what? I mean, he can fly at the end, but like you know, at one part where he's like, when they jump off the building, she starts flying. He's not like, what the fuck has she become? Like, he like, what? It bounces over,
Yeah.
and I don't mind the part like he gets more powerful when she's around because he wants to save her. That kind of happened in the first movie, right? Like she's the one that kind of made him become Neo in a way, and then he did like save her life. You know, she was supposed to die. She did not, that woman, because he made her heart. I forgot. I think exactly. I think something with her heart. Right. He's like, but whole like being like him. I'm like, okay, now y'all. He got me. He got me on this one. But it's just like I don't think the story was bad. Like how they brought him back to life, both of them back to life. How they did that. But it's just like I don't know. It was good. It's just some of the choices like I don't know. What y'all got? I want to see where y'all at. I do think that if they do other movies, I think they can be cool, but I think they really have to. I think the next Matrix movies can be cool, but I just don't think him and Ho want to come back for another Matrix. I don't think they want to do all that fighting stunts. You know, oh right, you know he's in his age. Both of them are in
Yeah.
their age, right? So if they do another Matrix movie, would they want to come back and do another one, do all them stunts and actions? I mean, that's why I thought that the other chick was gonna step up and be like a Neo, even though Neo still be around, but she'd be like somebody like a
I
Neo,
mean,
but maybe not as powerful because if they want to keep doing Matrix, they're not gonna have Neo.
maybe Keanu will. I mean, he's still doing John Wick, so
Yeah, but I don't think he's gonna be doing more of those, right? I mean, that's you know, he did that when he was doing this movie, so I don't think he's they do another one, or another trilogy. I mean, I don't see them too. I don't know.
I mean, maybe not the chick.
Yeah, but I don't think they would kill. I don't think you bring her back and then the next one. Oh yeah, something happened in trilogy. That would be stupid as fuck. This whole movie
I
was
think
about
it'll be like that. Maybe she does less stuff,
yeah.
not
But
heavy
what,
action.
what do you mean she's fucking flying and shit? What do you mean?
She may be fine, but you
She's
know what?
fucking.
You
She's a
you want
fucking.
to know something?
She's
You
like
want to know
she's another
something?
Neo. Shit. She could
You
come
want to
back.
know something? Yeah, that's why they have fucking stuntmen.
Yeah, I mean it's true. I mean I'm sure a lot of something was in this
Yeah,
movie. I don't
yeah.
think they was doing, but I'm still you still gotta do a little bit. You know, you gotta kind of look like you're doing stuff right. You can't just yeah.
I'll say there was a negative thing that I had with this. It's like this felt
I got one thing to say before you go into this. When he said doing that one in the beginning, when he straight up said WB went on to make, I almost that like took me out of the fucking movie. I'm like, don't do that. You know on top part.
kind of like that.
I did not like. I did. It was too much. It's always making the game a game, but then when he straight up said, "Oh WB," I was like, "Oh, that right there about really took me out." Because I don't see Matrix as like a comedy movie, and that was just like a joke in a way. Like they were trying to be funny with it, and I did not like it.
That's
I did not
more
like that part.
them making fun of Warner Brothers because they were asking Keanu so many times to make this movie.
Yeah, I
He just did
understand it.
not want to.
I didn't like that. I just didn't like that at all in the movie. I was like,
Yeah,
like no.
like that dude, that shit just came out cringe.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all.
Yeah, it was cringe, but you know what? It's like yeah, well played,
Yeah, it was fucking trash play.
Lana. Because apparently they, from what I heard, is like Warner Brothers has been asking Keanu Reeves to come back for the Matrix.
Oh, I'm sure they have been. I believe that, but
Like
it's
the
just
what was it? He didn't want to do it without the Wachowskis.
yeah, you don't want to do it without the brothers. Yeah, I mean, I understand that. I just didn't like how it was just.
Like I did not. I wish they would have focused more or gave a little bit more time to flesh out all the other characters in the movie,
Like the
especially the new ones.
new one. Yeah, I enjoy the new characters. I thought the new characters
Yeah,
were.
but I barely know any of them. It's
Yeah,
just like, hey, here's new characters, boom.
yeah. Like I don't think they. I think that the whole focus is on getting Trinity back, or focus on getting him back too, right? And then they get
Yeah,
him back, and then no new focus on getting Trinity back. Cause I don't think they had that much time. But I like I said, I like Bugs a lot. I mean,
like they had 2 hours and a half,
yeah,
and also they wasted a bunch of time during that round table they had in the beginning of the movie, discussing the Matrix 4 that they were making.
the game,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like that whole
I
like montage,
yeah,
round
I
table
liked
thing
him like
discussion.
him kind of remember. I like those scenes in the beginning of him like having these scenes of him made,
Yeah, I like those, but
but
more
but but
specifically, that scene was a waste of time.
yeah, but the
Like I
stuff
did not like that.
yeah, but the stuff yeah, like what you said when he was with the game company, they was talking to him and they was ideas. Yeah, that shit was that wasn't working for me.
Um, so Morpheus,
I enjoyed Morpheus. I was wondering how they was gonna do Morpheus, making him a code like somebody
yeah,
he kind of. That was okay for me. That didn't bother me. I mean, I like the character to play Morpheus.
yeah, I was wondering that too because he dies,
Yeah.
and I'm
Well,
like,
yeah. That wasn't
but for
was
those,
that was just a program that Neo made to
yeah,
replicate Morpheus. That's what that. Yeah, I saw it was.
yeah, but for people that don't know, uh, right after the trilogy, the original trilogy, they made MMO,
Yeah.
and that's where canonically, for however long the Wachowskis wrote that part of the story, he canonically dies in that game.
Yeah. I was wondering if what she said that if it tied in what the movie was saying though how he died.
With Niobe,
Yeah, when he was talking to the when he get to the city, she was telling him how
yeah.
he died. I wonder if that.
See, I need to watch it again, but I think if I remember correctly, it she kind of like
It seemed like they attacked the city and everybody died and he was in the city because he became the head of the council. Was he the head of the council in the game?
I think so,
And it seemed
but
like they seemed like they
yeah, he was
attacked the
the head of the
city
council, I
and
believe.
they said that it seemed like he died like in the city where that when the machines end up attacking the city or whatever. Because all them people, you see all them dead bodies. It's like all those people that was probably in the city. And I figured that's where he died. But I didn't know he died in the city in the game. I thought he tried to go. I thought Morpheus tried
He
to go.
dies in the Matrix.
Yeah, but in here it looked like all those people died in the actual city, not in the
Yeah,
Matrix. So I figured it's different.
I mean they could have changed it, and like I said, I need to watch it again to watch
Cause I
specific
never played the
scenes.
game, but I heard that in the game Morpheus tries to go get Neo's body back, and that's how he dies or something, right?
Yeah, that was like the whole point. He's trying to get Neo's body back.
Yeah. So
I think they also mentioned that in this movie.
well, it didn't seem like he tried to go get. He believed in peace the whole time. He kept. She said that he kept believing what Neo did when that was in peace.
Oh, yeah,
So to me,
but at the same time, he wanted the body back just so he can be like buried somewhere.
yeah. But I don't think that's how. To me, I didn't get that from the movie. I got that he believed
Yeah.
in the peace that Neo did, so he stayed in the city, and then the city got fucked because the machines went, crazy.
Well, yeah, because like I need to rewatch the scenes again because they pretty much just said it real quick and then just moved on.
Yeah, they didn't spend a lot of time on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I like the new actor. I like this coded Morpheus slash Agent Smith character thing.
Yeah, I didn't care for Agent Smith too much. It, I don't know. And it's like, you know, what about you? So you say you got some corrections, Mayhem.
Uh, I do. I actually forgot them. Like my question, like I got some question, then all of a sudden it's just gone.
Yeah, like I'm trying to think. Maybe I.
Cause, dude, it just this movie is just confusing.
Yeah, I mean they throw a lot of stuff out, like the new. The movie's not really confusing. It's just that.
It's not
Right.
confusing. It's just like you need to read extra stuff to understand it.
I mean, I don't think you
I
need
believe.
to. You can understand it as a movie. I just think that like.
I mean, yeah, you can understand this movie. It's like you get what you get, like from it. Like
Yeah.
face value, this is what you get. But for Matrix fans, it's like we need to do other shit.
Yeah, and my whole thing is just that, like I said, I like the movie, and overall, it's just that I want it to be more. I want it to be more special. I want the story to be more deep than what it actually ends
Yeah,
up being, right? Because you watch the trailer, I'm like, oh, shit's going down. The trailer gets you so hyped because you don't know what's really going on, and then it's like, the story is relatively pretty simple, right? Like, oh, well,
yeah,
They killed Neo. Well, Neo died, and then later down the line, this other machine, whatever, he discovers somehow that, oh, you know what, I can get more power by using Neo and Trinity's body because them bodies together, they fucking juice up, they give us more power, right? So I bring him back to life and hook him back up into the Matrix, and then they keep Neo and Trinity and Hell trapped, and then sometime before Neo die, it's not bad. You think about it. They brought Neo and Trinity back to life, use them as a battery, and then Neo finally, they awaken, find Neo, and he awakens, and he saves Trinity. That's it. Now, why fucking Trinity's got get her own power, starts to fly, and you know why the new programs and him
yeah.
stopping time and shit. Like, what the fuck is going on?
They quickly gloss over that as well. But I think if I remember correctly, they mentioned something about Neo and Trinity sharing the same type of code or
They
something
said that
along those lines.
when they was looking at Neo before he became awakened, they was
Yeah,
talking about, yeah, like he asked like, oh, about if she would want to become free or not, and they asked him, they just kind of looking at his code to see, and they said, oh well, she kind of looks like he before you was awakened. That's what they was talking about. Kind of state is in maybe with the mind or whatever.
but not even that. It was like when they were talking to Neil Patrick Harris's character.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I didn't really like him as a villain either. He like
It was all right.
like I said, I just think like the Matrix, Agent Smith, that Agent Smith was none of these characters can do as good. They didn't even come close to being the villain like he was. Like this new Agent Smith, like he didn't do it for me at all. Like I'm like, oh no,
really a central villain in this.
you know.
Neither of them were really.
Yeah, but even like Agent Smith, like that's what I'm saying. I just like it's like you're so hyped up to see this movie and you see it and you're just like, oh, okay, it's like it's not bad, but it's
Yeah,
like, like 20 years and you do a reboot and this is it. It's like you want it to be a little bit more, right?
yeah,
If you're gonna bring it back, you gotta bring it back for something special. And then I'm not saying this movie is bad because if they fucking announce another one, I'd be ready for another one. You know what I'm saying? But you expect it a little bit more for bringing that reboot back, right? You're like, oh, come on now. And I don't think it was bad. I just think that it could have been a little bit. It's just missing something really to make it special. I guess I don't. I don't know. I mean, I didn't like the. Thought the ending was okay. I liked. I mean, I liked the ending. How they did the ending with them two come back. Like, oh yeah, well, they go to that galley. Yeah, we're fucking ready to fuck some shit up now. I like that. I like the ending. Like, I think they nailed the
yeah,
ending. I just think that it's hard to put it. It's just certain things I just didn't like and how they. But I thought it was a good movie. I just I don't know. It's hard to say like, and it's not like I don't, and it's not like I didn't understand it. I just thought like it's missing it's just missing that specialness that the original Matrix had. The wonder, right? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It's just like, oh, you know.
yeah. But it's like Well, like I said in the beginning, it's like really was no reason to make another movie,
Yeah, that's what I'm,
especially with these two.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm thinking that if they could have did, if there was no, they didn't really give you a reason, a big reason in this movie. Oh, why this? Like I wanted to come out of this movie like, oh shit, it blew my mind. Like yeah, and because when I was watching the trailers, I was fucking like, oh man, what's going on? La la la, you know all this, and then it's like, oh, okay, that's pretty simple. And I just wanted to be more blown away by this movie, I guess. And not that the movie's bad. Watching Spider-Man, I'm like, yeah, fuck, blew me away in different ways, right? And this movie was like, oh, it was good. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it. You know, I'll be down for another Matrix movie. I'm down for, like I said, I'm down for another trilogy. I just
Hey,
don't know where it's gonna go and what they can do with the story. Like, because in the original Matrix, it was all about in the beginning. It's all about finding the one, and the one was gonna like save them all, right? And the
yeah,
end of the first Matrix, oh, he's the one. So the second one, you expected him to fuck shit up, right? But then and then you find out there's more shit out there and all this. You know, this movie's like, oh, okay, they got him back, they got her back. What are they gonna do now, right? What else is out there? I guess it's like I don't know.
like, would you be fine if they like? I would say not continue with Neo or Trinity.
As long as the story makes sense, as long as you
Yeah,
know the story in the, as long as they're still in the universe, like they don't have to be in the movie, but they still have to be out there doing their own thing, right?
yeah,
Maybe the story is focused on a different group of people, and maybe Neo and Trinity are out there they're doing their thing, and then you'll watch the movie's not about them, but you still
yeah.
know but you still know that. Yeah, I'd be okay with that. But I don't know
Because
how. But I don't know if I would like it as much because these new characters can't do the cool shit like Neo can do, right? Or even Trinity. That's one thing I was wondering. I was wondering about when I was telling rumors about the plot. Like, man, you got Neo and still Neo, but then you got this new Neo. This chick's supposed to be. I was really intrigued with how they was gonna do that story, and that's not what happened.
yeah, I'm trying to remember whether she could do shit because you saw her leaped off a fucking building.
No, Trinity. Don't get me wrong. Trinity, like all the
No, I'm
people.
thinking about the other chick at the very
No,
beginning of the
no,
movie.
she's all those people. They since once you know the Matrix, you unlock a little bit more capabilities. 'Cause you know it's kind of not real. So all of them can do a little bit more than a normal human can do, right? Even Morpheus, he was, even Trinity, all those people all thought they was the one at one moment. Like Trinity thought she was the one. That one guy who betrayed him, he thought he was the one. All of them thought they was the one, and they all got pretty cool skills and stuff they can do, but they just couldn't do what the actual one can do. And like her, she can do cool shit too, not because she thinks she's the one, just because once you unlock you train, you unlock your mind a little bit. You see the shit she was doing, dropping off the buildings and stuff, but she never like and run on the walls, kind of like Trinity was doing. But she's not fucking flying and shooting bullets, and she ain't doing that kind of stuff. Now I was kind of wanting. That's one thing I want. I wanted her to be a little bit more special, I guess. I kind of wanted to see like
Yeah,
I want Neo still to be the one, but I wouldn't mind somebody else kind of be like the next one in line. Not maybe be the one, but be their own kind of special in a way. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That'd been a cool way to take the story. Like, oh, this is and it's like it doesn't seem like it's gonna go that way. I don't know how they would do that now. But I am surprised that some of the reviews I've seen that are kind of dogging the movie. Like I understand what the criticism about like, but I don't think it's should
some of
knock
these
it.
criticisms because I didn't read any reviews.
Well, I've only seen, I've only seen one review, but then I seen one guy rant
Right.
about how bad he hates the movie. So I'm sure if he gave a review, it'd be bad, but because he does not like the movie. And one thing he didn't like about the movie is how they just retell the old movie. And then I said another review I seen IGN this they gave it a 4 out of 10 because they talked about how bad the effects are. They talked about how the first movie did it better, and they talked about how they kind of retold the first movie, and but the
Is
first
it
movie had
better
better.
than the other ones?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I'm right now like. I mean, I definitely like the first movie better, but as far as two and three, I'm not sure where I will rate this movie because those movies like they kind of it went off in the deep end. Like I didn't like the direction they kind of went in. But even like, but I like those movies what they did with the fight scenes and this Neo being Neo. It's just awesome. And this movie didn't really have that too much, so that's why you know.
I can understand that, but I it kind of sucked that we didn't see like Neo in his complete form. I guess you could say, like
Yeah, and I
in
understand
this
that he
movie.
wasn't gonna come out and be full badass, but like
Yeah,
even the first movie when he was becoming the one and learning that he was the one, it was just the awesomest moments ever. And this movie
yeah.
just didn't have that excitement. Like even when I mean the excitement was when he was kind of like when they was trying to free him and seeing new characters and the kind of new stuff that they was doing and stuff. But it never really brought that wonder like the first movie did. Or even the other movies. All the movies have wonder because they always knew and they usually introduce something cool and new. This movie didn't really. I mean, it had a thing with him like I don't know, me stopping bullets, doing that a lot, but that was he
Was there any action moments that stood out to you?
in this movie.
Yeah,
Tell you the truth, probably when they stood up to me the first is the chick, like when she's running in the beginning from the agents, when she's
yeah.
jumping from the buildings and she's kind of like sideways, kind of bent over a little bit. Remember? And she's like how her body looks and she's like stepping. It was like it was just really this basic how this jumping from the building down, right? But this how she looked when she was doing. I thought that to me that stood out. That's one thing that stood out. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That wasn't like crazy, but it just looked cool, and it was just how she looked when she was doing it, how the scene looked and how she looked. I thought that was
I think
awesomely
that
done. But I don't. But as far as anything else, I don't really remember anything really standing out. Like as far as like fight scenes and gunfights and stuff. I mean, there was some cool stuff in there. Don't get me wrong, but nothing really
yeah.
stood out. Like nothing like the first Magic when he's just like fucking bullet time and oh, when he fights Agent Smith that one time, and you find shit's fucking hype, man. I didn't really get that in this movie. Like, damn, man, come on, give me the hypeness. Like, oh, and it was cool, but and it had some cool scenes, but man, it didn't have that fucking hypeness, man. Shit, like, damn, because he never really got his mojo right until the
Yeah.
end. At the end of the movie, he never end there go fuck that motherfucker up. Like, he never be like, oh, you know. It never really like what I'm saying? It was just like, damn, just and when he's fighting in the other movies, he's fighting all his Agent Smith. And he fucking brings that staff. He's it's some fucking hype moments going on. And this movie just like, man, it's been 20 years or whatever long. You gotta bring some new shit, man. Come on, you know.
Be more.
And the thing is, it's like, and they the new program or whatever. He's all like, oh, bullet time. Look what I can do to you. And he's like rewinding time. That was like I guess something new, right? But that wasn't
Yeah.
really impressive to me. Like, oh, he's just
Yeah. He
like
did like that.
if
He.
Neo could have did
Yeah.
something right there to bring the hype, that would have been that's what we needed. That's what we needed to happen. No,
See,
of course,
the thing
what
that.
happens is fucking Agent Smith shows up and shoots him.
Yeah.
Fuck Agent Smith, man. Come on. How the fuck did he do that? How did Agent Smith do that? And fucking Neo, man, come on. And Neo can't. That's what I'm saying. It was just a couple stuff like that that kind of like I didn't like. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind Agent Smith being like another making it like a three-way war, right? And him showing up,
Yeah.
but him showing up and be able to fuck that shit up and nah, come on, dude. Come on. It's certain things like that that just kind of disappointed me.
Yeah. Because I seriously thought they were. I thought the fight scenes were gonna be better than they were because the director from the John Wick movies came out. So I was like, oh, this like the fucking director from John Wick movies made a cameo in this shit. It's like, oh yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I expect it to be a little bit better too because this is the Matrix and this is 20 years in the future and technology is expanding and that movie was so far ahead of the time when they did it. But you got to think about it too. It was both of them, not just one this time, right? So that's a little bit different. You didn't have both the brothers. You just had well, they're not brothers now though. I guess they're sisters. But you only have one of them this time. So it's like maybe that's the difference. But like I said, the movie's still good. It's just like
Yeah,
I want it to be a little bit better. I still enjoy watching. I still think it's a good movie. I just didn't have that. You know, like I won't go off subject, but I just want to let you know like we got Bleach is finally coming back next year. They got a trailer out for it for the new arc, and I'm gonna tell you, if that comes out, well, I know it won't be disappointing because I already know I already read the manga. But as far as animation goes and how it looks, it should be, it's time to change. You got to step up your game. You got to be, got to look cool. It can't be, this movie should just, I don't know. Like I said, it's a good movie. I don't want to say him. I don't want dogging like I didn't like it. I mean, I enjoyed the movie. I just wanted to be a little bit better. I guess I expected a little bit more from it, but it was still good.
yeah. It's like I'm in the same boat. It's like I expected something better than what I got, but also in the back of my head, it's like there's no reason for you to exist. So it's like
Yeah.
I'll take what I can get.
Yeah, like another movie I never did watch. I was supposed to watch, but I never did. Was the new Bill and Ted movie because I was a big fan of the first Bill and Ted. But I just some reason I never wanted to watch Bill and Ted 3. I don't know if I would like it. Like I like the other classics. It's like all Keanu Reeves movies are coming back. Well, not all of them. This one, but he's John Wick. But it's kind of like with Halo. Halo coming back. Well, Halo's been out for 6 years, and the multiplayer, the game modes inside it, it's a little weak. They got all the new modes back, but they should have been the day one, and it needs a little bit more maps. But it's like all these other games out here up the game, and you can't come back and downgrade your game. You got to come back be better, right? All these new games out there got up the, they got good playlists and all these modes, and you can't come out here slacking. So, y'all have anything else to say about? Yeah, do y'all think we see another Matrix movie? Y'all think they'll do another one? You think they're gonna keep it going?
I hope they do, but I hope it's its own story because just coming off of the Animatrix, which were just a bunch of different short stories
Yeah.
from the Matrix universe, is like some of them were pretty good shorts.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since I watched that. Man, but I do remember enjoying some of those I watched. Yeah, I mean, the Matrix a lot can go on the Matrix, right? All these rogue programs and stuff, and you know, they can do a lot. I don't know. But I don't think they do another Matrix if Keanu Reeves is not in it, at least a little bit. They worked this hard to bring him back in the movie. They're not doing another one without him in it. But we'll see what they can do.
I was wondering like whether I think it was Lana Wachowski that came back, um, whether she really wanted to do another one or not.
Yeah, I'm sure she. I don't think she wouldn't have done it. If she didn't want to. Like I don't think. Like I said, I think you can tell. Like the movie's not bad. I just. You can. And like I said, I like the new characters. I think the new characters really stand out. I mean, it really, it's only it's
Stood
mainly
out, but I want to know more about them. Me
I mean,
personally.
there's more new characters. I mean, it's all new characters except for those two, so they have to stand
Yeah.
out. But like,
There's only that one chick, the one you like that only stood out to me. Everybody else was like bland.
yeah, they weren't bland, but they didn't stand out. But I don't think they was
Yeah.
bland. I think they played the part they were supposed to. I don't think they really, like I said, they didn't really have time to stand out. But Yeah, the one chick, Bugs.
There's like only two other crew members that I noticed, mainly because I watched the other stuff they've worked on with the Wachowskis.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know any of those, but Bugs, because I know her because I watched Iron Fist. She's in Iron Fist and in Game of Thrones, and she's super hot, so I'm gonna keep my eye on that.
Now I see why you were talking about her. She's fucking great.
Yeah, she's awesome. She does, like I said, I liked her a lot. I just, oh man, when she just, I ain't gonna lie, I just think she's hot. I can't lie. She looks good. I don't like her. I don't like how she looks in this movie that much. I don't like that short hair shit. But I like her. I like her.
I dig it. I dig it.
But I do. I dig her attitude though. I dig her
Yeah,
personality in this. I really like how her like swag she got going on and stuff.
yeah.
Like when she put some glasses on, I'm like, okay. I mean, you need to grow your hair back, but I get that confidence. She's kind of got that coolness. I dig that, but I just think she's sexier with that. Like when she was in that, she's showing her when she's doing like when she first seen him and she's like working and she's she looks like she's got regular long hair. I'm like, oh yeah, that's the look I like. Fucking give it to me. Whew. Like I said, I liked her a lot in Iron Fist. She has long hair in Iron Fist though. I like how she portrayed the character and stuff. I like her attitude and stuff. I thought she was just like yeah. She had the swag. I like. She did a good job. I hope she does get to come back into the Marvel universe, but I don't know if they're gonna bring Iron Fist or not. I don't know if she would come because she was gonna come. She was gonna be in the Shaneland movie. That's how she was coming back. She was actually gonna be in the Shaneland movie, but she chose Matrix instead of that movie. For some reason she couldn't do both, or they didn't want her to do both. I don't know. Two different studios. I don't know why, but yeah,
Maybe it was just scheduling issues.
yeah, maybe. But she's gonna be a different person. I think I don't think she's gonna be what she was. Like in Iron Fist, spoilers, she becomes like the Iron Fist at the end of the second season. She actually gets the glow. 'Cause in the beginning, she's just more to it than that. But she's like his girlfriend in a way. There's a whole lot more backstory. But just the basic idea, she's like ends up being his the Iron Fist's girlfriend. But then in the second season, she actually becomes because she can fight and stuff too. But she becomes an Iron Fist. But I don't know. If she comes back in the Marvel universe. I don't know if they would bring if they do like they did with Daredevil and Brain. I want her back in that Marvel universe, even if she's a different character. It'd be cool.
Hey, him, did you remember your question? You're still blanking.
No, I don't. I just give up.
Yeah, I mean this is the movie when which I don't think this movie is too confusing, but there's some things that you probably wonder why they did it that way. I can see out because I remember watching it, like there's been a bunch of things on this like okay, but now I'm like, now I'm just getting tired. I'll tell you the truth. But my vacation starts. Woohoo! So y'all have anything else?
Nope.
Nada.
Well, looks like that's gonna be it for our impressions slash review of Spider-Man No Way Home and The Matrix Resurrections. Like I said, both good movies, but Spider-Man's a standout hit, man. Uh, yeah. But I think that's gonna be it. Until next time. Peace. I don't know. I froze.
See ya.
My mind freezing up. Uh.